Hey you guys, today we are going to find out how much my makeup collection is worth. And then we're also going to find out of that dollar figure, which is kind of big. We're also going to find out how much of it I actually use in dollars, because we can get our emotions involved and talk about the, theoretics of marketing and social media and how all of that plays into our shopping habits. But until you see some facts, figures, and numbers, you might not really understand where you are with your consumerism as it pertains to makeup. Before we get started, if you are new to my channel, my name is Whitney. My content is all about beauty budgets, money, marketing, using what you have, not feeling the need to go out there and buy new stuff in order to be super glam and fab, whatever that means to you. We talk about life issues. We have a lot of conversations here, and it is so exciting for me. Side note to all of you new people that are joining and enjoying what I'm doing. It's the happiest I've ever been in social media and on YouTube. So thank you so much for every single one of you who are partaking in this and know where I'm going with this. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this video is going to be a little bit of me and a little bit of a voiceover / vanity tour. I know that makeup collection videos in the past have been pretty popular here on YouTube. And to be perfectly honest, when I first discovered YouTube many moons ago, I would say this would be around 2008, 9, 10, around that area is when I kind of first discovered the beauty community and started dabbling in it. I would watch vanity tours and just... it literally made me want to cry, because I could not imagine a world where I would ever own so much makeup in my life. Like, it didn't even seem possible. And now that I own as much as I do, I can tell you that if you watch these videos and it just gives you like this FOMO and this anxiety and need to feel like you have to own all of this stuff to be happy, it's not going to make you happy. It doesn't. If anything, it actually adds a lot of stress to my life personally. Now, I have a different relationship to makeup and the beauty community and all that stuff than maybe other people do. Like I said, if you're brand new and you don't know anything about me or what the point of this is, I will leave a playlist down below that kind of illustrates how I got to this point. I think it's important to have the context. Now, that's not to say that I don't appreciate what I have. I will tell you that at this juncture, now that I have purged my makeup collection so much, like, I'm down to about half of what I once had. This might still seem like a lot for me to tell you that this is only half of what I once owned. You'll have to take my word for it. It was a lot that I got rid of. Now, this does not include all the makeup I've ever bought. Obviously, this is just what I have now. This does not include makeup that I've bought for my makeup kit when I was a professional makeup artist. And honestly, the number that I'm going to give you guys about how much my makeup collection is worth, it's still a big underestimation. Like, I went through and I did a full-blown spreadsheet to figure this out, but I mean, there's only so many hours a day, and I just didn't have the time to do item by item, but I feel like I got pretty close. There's a lot of other things to consider when it comes to having this large of a makeup collection. The number one being expiration date. I went through my makeup collection and disposed of a lot of things that were expired earlier in the year. I'm gonna need to do it again here very soon, because for all the lip products that I have, there's no way that some of them aren't already expired as well. I don't keep a lot of things around like complexion, so foundation, primer. I mean, I still have a nice little collection of it, but I don't buy that in excess, because when I find something that works for me, I just don't need to try a million other things. I feel like A, it's kind of a waste of money, and B, realistically, products are only going to do so much. Like, if you have a problem with the way your complexion makeup is performing, you probably need to work on your skin and not keep wasting money on foundation. That's just my opinion. I did not count brushes, although I could, because that's a huge amount of money I've spent as well. I didn't count lashes because they're disposable, and there's no way to account for the amount of money I've spent on lashes over the years anyway. Some of the stuff in my collection is PR. I considered not putting that in there because it doesn't give a clear picture of the money I have spent versus like what I've just been gifted. But at the same time, I still receive PR. I've never received like mountains of it the way some influencers do. And to be honest, I don't know if I ever want to. I feel like once you get to a point where you just have tons of free stuff coming in all the time, intentionally or no, it's going to cloud your judgment about the performance of a product. Like, you just can't appreciate how much something costs and if it's worth the dollar amount if you're not paying for it. Plus, another thing to keep in mind when it comes to these massive makeup collections, you guys, and this is something that I would have never thought would be a problem, is the storage. Like, you can look at how much money I've spent on makeup, but that doesn't have anything to do with the amount of money that it's cost me to buy things, to organize it, store it, the amount of square footage that it takes up in my house that I am paying for. Like, all of that stuff goes into it. And to be perfectly honest, if I ever find myself in life at some point where makeup is not the bread and butter of my career anymore, if I find a way to kind of consolidate my makeup career with another type of content creation, one thing that I look forward to in that, future is not having it kind of attack me in my space, if that makes any sense. That's part of why I did the huge makeup purge that I did at the beginning of the year, because it was just coming out of the walls. It was too much. I'm the type of person that clutter and just stuff everywhere stresses me out. So once again, this is the more minimal version of my collection now, believe it or not. A lot of the content that I'm working on right now is building up to a grand finale where I'm going to have a capsule makeup collection and a capsule makeup series. So a lot of the stuff that I'm putting out right now is probably making it seem like I hate makeup and I resent it and this, that, and the other, and it's absolutely not true. There will never be a time in my life where I don't love this stuff. It's just that I feel like it's all become too much. There needs to be some balance. So I'm going to cut to the footage of my vanity now. I tried to clean it the best that I can, but my life is not a Pinterest board. It's not some pristine situation. It's just my crap. I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm also not here to brag. I'm not here to boast. I'm not proud of the number that I'm about to show you, especially because, like I said, it is an underestimation of how much it's worth. It doesn't include how much the setup itself cost me to maintain this collection. And it has nothing to do with the amount of makeup I've bought in the past, which is a lot more than what you're gonna see. So buckle up, buttercup. It's about to get ugly.
Okay, you guys, this is my collection, the little setup I have in my house. All of my makeup is stored in these little acrylic containers you see here on the desk. They all have different things in them. One of them is like my everyday collection. The other ones kind of hold just a little bit of overstock that isn't going in the drawers that I have. And then I have this little lipstick container right in the front that has the lipsticks I wear the most. My actual setup is this mirror from Vanity Girl. It was $400, I think, when I bought it. I'm not really sure anymore. And then we also have the drawers here. These are from IKEA. In total, they were about $178. And then this tabletop here is also from IKEA, and it was about $22. I bought all the main components of this setup all at the same time. It was around $600. Prior to this setup, I had just one tiny little desk. It was so frustrating. But anyway, these containers you see here that I have on the top of my vanity, they were about $150 in total. That's an underestimation. Some of those things cost a lot more, but I'm trying to undervalue everything when I'm making guesses. So as part of the collection, I have this little tower that has all my lipstick in it. I can't remember where I got this thing, but this thing has 4 sides, 18 lipsticks a side. That's about 72 lipsticks, about $1,300 worth of stuff there. This thing has all of my lip glosses. It has liquid lipsticks. It has high-end. It has drugstore. There's a bunch of different price points going on here. Some of the drawers are actually deeper than I'm showing you, and they have lipstick and lip gloss on the back side. I added this up, and it ended up being about $1,800 worth of stuff. So that's ridiculous for lip product. And this is closer to my everyday collection. You guys see these things that I'm showing you right now. This is actually my daughter's hand. She had to help me with this. You guys see this stuff on my channel all the time. This little area right here is the majority of what I use. And it's really the only things I feel like I hit pan on. I'm getting a lot of use out of. This is the stuff I take when I'm traveling. If I need to get ready really fast, or if I don't feel like doing an elaborate makeup look, this is what I'm working with. And all these foundations and stuff are pretty much the bulk of my collection of foundations. I have concealers, NARS Coconut Grove. It's my favorite thing ever, but I'm not going to tell you how much this area is worth yet. You'll find out at the end of the video. I feel like it's an important number. And this is the powder section. This is face palettes, loose powders. I have a lot of contour kits and craft that I don't use at all, honestly. These are all the loose powders I have, and then this little thing has all my hourglass powders and other assorted compact style powders as opposed to loose powders, and an underestimation of this drawer was about $773, and it's definitely an underestimation. Sorry I sound really man-like. I just woke up not too long ago. This is my eyeshadow drawer. It has a little bit of everything here. This is kind of stuff that like either is new or I'm trying to get use out of, or my loose shadows or newer, I don't know. This is just one of my palette drawers. This one, including all my single shadows, ended up being worth around $1,420. That one might be pretty close. I don't think that's a super huge under or overestimation, but I could be wrong. This is my blush bronzer highlighter drawer. So you have these little rows of containers. These are all some loose ones here in the front. This was pretty easy to inventory. It was worth about $1,065. And then this is a really random drawer with all stuff that was accounted for, and it's a part of the grand total. This thing right here actually was bigger, had more stuff in it, but it got pretty emptied out. It's just random stuff. It was accounted for. This is my pigment drawer. Most of the pigments and glitters I had to just get an estimation around because I just could not sit there and Google the exact price point of everything in here. But this one ended up being about a $1,000 drawer as well. This is a drawer that I love, but I just don't use it very much anymore. This drawer had a bunch of eyeliners and lip liners, and those cream shadows by Makeup Forever right there might need to be tossed. But then there's glitters back there. There's my Stilas. There's the Urban Decay ones. This one ended up being about $1,600. One of the more expensive ones because like there's so many eyeliners and lip pencils in there. This is my other palette drawer, excuse me. There's no rhyme or reason to this one. There's like some blush palettes. There's whatever didn't end up in the other palette drawer. It's stuff I really don't reach for very much. It's either not my style or I don't like it a whole bunch enough to pull for it. This was an underestimation and it ended up being around $750. Then this drawer is my drugstore drawer. I put all my more affordable makeup in here, so if I want to just pull for any particular affordable piece, it's all in one place and I don't have to dig around for it. I underestimated on this drawer as well because I don't know, there's a lot of stuff in here. And I think that around $300 was like a good thing to value it at, and that would be under once again.
Okay, so now that you've seen the stash, that is every bit of makeup I had up until the point that I filmed the B-roll for this video, so the actual makeup collection. Some of the stuff I don't have anymore. I tossed it out right after I filmed this. I've been working on this particular video and the concept behind it for a while, but that's what I had at the time when it was filmed. It hasn't decreased by much, I'm trying to tell you. I think the only things I've been getting rid of are the things that have ended up in my products I regret purchasing video. I've gotten rid of those. There's really only 3 numbers, okay, that really stuck out to me when I started crunching all these facts and figures and figuring out where I was. The 3 numbers are the total worth, once again an underestimation, the things I actually use regularly, and the things I have used only once or twice. I mean, I sat down, I have a spreadsheet, I figured all this out. You guys saw some of the numbers pop up in the other video, so it's pretty close, but it's not a perfect estimation by any stretch of the imagination. Some things I just kind of had to guess around how much they were worth. But the total worth at the underestimation of how much my makeup collection is worth is $13,011. $13,000 is way too much. It just is. It's entirely too much money. If someone gave me $13,000 right now in one lump sum, the last thing I would ever consider doing with it is buying that much makeup. I think about that number in terms of what I could have done with the money if I had not spent it on makeup. Obviously, like I said, not every single solitary thing in that collection was purchased with my money, but once again, I still think it's important to keep very, very well aware of how much it's worth, because now when I go shopping or I get the itch to go buy makeup, I just have to look at that number and realize there is nothing I could possibly want or need at this juncture that I don't already have. And I don't want that number to go up. I don't want that $13,000 number to increase by much. Like, that's just ridiculous. The next number that I got together was the things I actually use regularly. And the reason this was important to me me to figure out is because the things I use regularly category personify the items that I have used more than 3 times. Because to be frank, when your collection is as big as mine is, you really don't have to use anything more than a couple times anyway. And I especially found that to be true when I was still shopping. Like, I could have an eyeshadow palette, use it 4 times, and buy another one a month later, think nothing of it. But it made no sense because I had barely used the one I already had. Like, that's just bananas. But anyway, so you guys saw the things I use regularly section of my vanity, and the total worth of the things that I use the most is $852. That is a tiny number compared to how much the collection in totality is worth. I know that's still not a small number. I know that a drugstore makeup collection or a lower price point makeup collection would be still even more financially sound than $852, but to me, $852 on makeup that I use all the time and that I love to use is essentially money well spent. So the number for the things I have used once or twice, this number actually bothers me more, because when I say that I've used it once or twice, I mean that. I mean, I have literally touched it once or twice and never again. I might as well not even own it at all at that point. $3,029. That's still a lot. I know there's $10,000 that are left over of makeup I have used more than once or twice, but it's still not that much because, once again, the only stuff I use consistently in total amounts to about $852 worth of stuff. So there's a $3,000 worth of stuff over there that I've literally like picked it up, used it once, put it back, never touched it again. That's terrible. Terrible. I hate that number more than any of the other ones, honestly. The rest of the stuff I have picked up and used kind of sporadically. I'll go through phases with it, but ultimately the only number in there that is indicative of what I actually use is $852. Let's see what the difference is there. If I have a $13,000 makeup collection and I only use $852 of it regularly, that means there's around $12,159 worth of makeup sitting over there doing absolutely nothing most of the time. That sucks. So when it comes down to it, if you're watching my channel and you have no idea why I make these videos and why I talk about stuff the way that I do, and I'm trying to be a little bit, I don't want to say negative because that's everyone else's favorite word, but be a little negative towards this hyper consumerism mumbo jumbo, this is why. Because once you actually look at numbers, it's a very different scenario than just kind of enjoying the escapism that can come along with the beauty community. Like, these are real numbers. This is your real money that you're spending on stuff, and you should take it seriously. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. I don't really care. I'm just trying to shed light on this stuff to the people who are concerned about this. So do what you want with this information. This video was very scary to make. Please don't judge me. This isn't something I'm proud of. This isn't something that I'm doing to be like, look at all my stuff. It's more like, look at this ridiculous situation I've gotten myself into, and here's how I want to improve upon it moving forward. This video would have been extremely helpful to me many years ago when I did watch makeup collection videos and just kind of covet the stuff that they had. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Make sure you check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms, and thumbs up the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you have not. You guys, we're gonna hit 100,000 subscribers very soon. If my growth rate that I've had lately continues, it should be in the next month or so, and that is so exciting to me. Like, I might actually shit my pants. We'll see. Anyway, you guys don't care about that. I'll talk to you next time, and did I say subscribe? Make sure you do. Anyway, bye.